Welcome to The Shift Show with Adriana Bucci. Join me every week to learn all about narcissistic abuse recovery, healing from physical and emotional pain after the abuse, and everything else to do with toxic people and how they affect your physical, emotional, and mental health. And no, you are not the crazy one. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Let's get right to it. Hello and welcome to episode number 29 of The Shift Show. This episode is such an intense interview. I interviewed with Vera Wilhelmsen. She is absolutely incredible. Her story is absolutely mind-blowing, honestly. Like, she suffered from chronic fatigue syndrome and was bedridden and literally did not think she was going to survive. She went from that to like being in a wheelchair to figuring out on her own how to heal. So, a quick bio of Vera, and this is in her words. She is a Norwegian girl woman with an incredible story. In her 20s, she became bedbound for 3 years with chronic fatigue syndrome and was too sick to even sit in a wheelchair or leave the house. After giving up on the healthcare system, she fought her way out of it completely on her own. And today she's fully recovered. She works, exercises, and shakes her butt at every opportunity. After her physical recovery, she quickly realized that the cause of her illness and suffering was narcissistic abuse. Her healing journey from that childhood abuse and medical neglect is still ongoing, but she's now sharing her story and her joy on YouTube. In 1 year, she has gone from, in her words, a gray, people-pleasing, moldable blob into a color explosion. And you should totally follow her on Instagram. She literally is a colorful explosion. She's amazing. Her energy is awesome. And I think you are going to love this interview. So I will stop rambling and let's get right into the interview. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that this really helps anybody who is suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome to get inspired that, healing is totally possible for you as well. So let's get right to it. Hi, Vera. Thanks so much for coming on my podcast today.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
Awesome.
But I think we have a lot in common and a lot to talk about. So
Totally.
yeah.
Totally. I'm so excited to have you here and talk about your healing journey and your experiences. But before we get started, why don't we start with just give us a little rundown of like who you are, what you do, and just so the audience can get a little bit acquainted with you.
Yeah. So I'm Vera and I'm 28. I'm from Norway, and um, I have a YouTube channel where I share how I recovered from severe chronic fatigue syndrome. I was bedbound for 3 years and I was sick for, I don't know, 6 years before that, but I was functioning.
Wow.
And I was on the path to become an engineer in chemistry. And I was extremely pressured to become an engineer by my parents. And there was a lot of like brainwashing and fear around it. And when I began recovering, I realized that life is short and I am going to do what I want now. I realized that there was no point in getting better if I wasn't going to do what I wanted to do and I wasn't going to live an authentic life. So now I am studying to become an Ayurvedic practitioner.
Cool.
Ayurveda is the traditional health system of India, and it was what I used to recover, in addition to, of course, like truly dealing with toxic relationships and abuse, and like journaling, meditation, etc. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So tell me about the chronic fatigue. Like how did that all start? Like how did that look like?
It started when I was 20, I had began to have like really bad digestion, couldn't digest anything, was in a lot of pain. It started a few months before I started university, so correlation.
Of course,
Yes.
right? Oh my God, the
Stress.
correlation's always there when we really think about it.
It's so obvious in hindsight, but
Yeah,
yeah, you can only like deal with what you got at the time. So
right.
yeah, I had like trouble sitting in the classes. It was painful to like sit down, so I would like leave the class and just stand in the bathroom and waiting
Oh,
for the
wow.
pain to pass. And so that went on for like 3 years until I finally collapsed.
Oh no.
So yeah, one day I just couldn't lift my head off the pillow anymore, and that was like the September, October of 2015 was like, I would say, I began being like bed bound. It was a little on and off in the beginning, and then it became like full on from 2016.
Wow.
So
So like you literally could not get out of bed.
yeah,
You literally couldn't get out of your bed.
yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
No, it was like this gravity was 1,000 times stronger, or
Wow.
yeah. And I just
Wow.
felt so hot and dizzy, and I couldn't think, couldn't focus. Like the months before my collapse, I remember I was sitting in a library trying to study, and I would just read the same sentence over and over and over again, and it just
Wow.
wouldn't stick. I couldn't process it. So
Wow.
yeah.
That is wild. And I'm assuming you spoke to a doctor at that point, and like, what did they tell you?
Yeah, I definitely tried to get help, but my doctor, she didn't even seem like worried. She was like, nah,
Are you
we'll just take
serious?
some. Yeah. So
That's
looking back at it
crazy.
now, I should have switched doctors like after my first appointment, but
Oh,
I grew up in narcissistic abuse, and from my experience, it seemed like every adult or authority figure in the world was like this, and it was just
mhm.
me that was sensitive, couldn't handle it, couldn't
Oh,
communicate with them. And so I was like trying to get this doctor to see me and believe me for like years
wow.
before I gave up. Yeah.
That's awful. That is awful.
Yeah.
So, did you end up like quitting school? Like, what, how did this chronic fatigue impact you?
I rested because I was forced to for a few
Right.
months, but after Christmas 2016, like January 2016, I went back to university because I
Mhm.
did feel a little better
Okay.
because I had rested.
Yeah.
So I just tried to push on because
Yeah.
I thought it was like life or death to finish school at the
Yeah.
right time and not fall behind and yada
Mhm.
yada yada. And I was running on. I seriously couldn't lift my head if I didn't have any caffeine and sugar in my system. It
Wow.
was the only thing that could get me to function. So I was pushing myself so hard to just
Wow.
yeah, I thought university was more important than my health and my life,
Yep.
basically, because that was what I've been told.
Yeah, that's what you believed.
So then my body ramped up the symptoms even
Oh
harder, of course.
no.
So in
Tell me about
in
that.
May, so in May, a few months later,
Mhm.
I lost the ability to walk. I kid you not.
Wow.
I I couldn't feel my legs
Oh
anymore.
my God.
And it was worse on one side, so I was like limping,
Oh my
and
God.
I couldn't straighten my knees. I would just shake if I tried, and I would have all these weird sensations in my feet, like extreme tingling, but also pressure, and also lightness and heaviness at the same time. It was just
Wow.
like a nervous system mess, basically.
Wow.
So,
That's
and so
insane.
then I was like, well, I can take my exams in a wheelchair.
Oh no.
So I was like, how do I get a wheelchair? While I was trying to but then, and I'm actually quite thankful for my body doing this for me, because it was the only way I would actually stop and listen.
Mhm.
It happened in my arms as well.
Oh.
I lost function in my arms. I couldn't unclench my fists. I was always walking
Oh
around
my
with
God.
fists, and I had like all the pressure, lightness, heaviness, all the sensations, and I just tried to do things using my thumbs, and it was insane. And then I finally like, okay, I need a break.
Wow.
Then I like, okay, I'm taking the fall semester off.
Mm-hmm. Did your doctor start taking you seriously
But
at that point?
no,
Oh no.
like I was 23 years old.
Oh my
I
God.
couldn't walk, and she told me that there was no point in sending me to a neurologist,
What?
because she didn't use these exact words, but this was kind of the message, because they have more important patients to see. Like, I kid you not. I'm not
That's
exaggerating. Like,
horrible. I believe you. Wow.
I
That's
had to like
insanity.
fight to see
Yeah.
a neurologist,
That's
and
crazy.
she finally agreed to.
Wow.
You can go to a private one. They have more time, and so I did.
Oh my God.
Uh,
I'm
yeah.
so sorry you went through that. That is horrible. Like, that's so
Thank
not
you.
normal for a 23-year-old to go through that, and then the doctor to just completely dismiss you like that. And I thought the healthcare in Europe was like better. But wow, that's
Yeah.
awful.
And Norway is like famous for having the best one
That's what I
in
thought.
the
Yeah.
world.
Holy crap.
Yeah. But it's definitely not my experience. So,
Wow. That's
but yeah.
that is wild. Wow. So then what did you end up doing?
um, one day my doctor was absent for some reason, and I
Mhm.
randomly got to see another GP,
Okay.
and she was like, "Oh my God, we have a 23-year-old here that suddenly can't walk," and she like called the
Oh,
hospital and,
good.
"Can you see her tomorrow or today?" Like, and then I
Wow.
got into the neurology department at the hospital, at least.
Awesome.
But I wouldn't say it helped.
Right.
But
Right.
they
What did they
did
do?
all the MRIs. I even did like they give you electric shocks to see if the nerves can carry the signals,
Oh, wow.
and it was a really painful test. But
Yeah.
the nerves did carry. They were like checking for diseases for the nerve.
Like nerve damage.
What's it? Yeah, nerve damage. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was all fine. And I even did like a spinal fluid
Oh my gosh.
test, and it didn't close up again. Like they drained it from my lower back, and it
Mhm.
didn't close back up. So every time I
Like the
tried to
injection
stand
site?
up, yeah,
Oh my God.
there was like spinal fluid was leaking, and so when I tried to
No.
stand up, I would feel so much pain in my head,
Oh
and
my
I had to
God.
like go back in and get blood from my arm injected into my lower back, and oh, it was just so much stress and pain. And now
Wow.
when I look back at it, it feels so unnecessary. And
What a
but yeah,
nightmare.
yeah. And this went on for months. Like
Oh no.
these tests weren't in like 3 days. It was like, okay, we'll do that test next month. And I was always waiting for months and months and months.
God.
So I spent like 2 years going through
Oh.
all the hospital departments, and they were like, no, I can't find anything. And I was like swaying in my seat and sweating, and I did not look well at all. And one neurologist said, well, you can run a marathon tomorrow for all I care.
What?
So his logic was, since I can't find anything on my tests, there's nothing wrong. But
Oh my God.
like, do you really think that they can measure every single reaction in the body? Like, there must be billions of things happening in the body, and they
Right.
measured like 8, I don't know.
Oh
And
my
they're like,
gosh.
well, there's nothing wrong.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong when a 23-year-old can't move. Like, that's
yeah,
not an issue. Like, wow.
yeah.
That's so
He
dismissive and
needed some
terrible.
humility, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a nightmare. I'm so sorry you went through all that. That I could not
Thank
imagine.
you.
Oh my
It
God.
was just like 2 years of psychological torture
Yeah.
and waiting and not knowing. And at that time, I believed that there was nerve damage, definitely, and that I needed some treatment, and I wasn't getting it. Like, I need help to heal the tissues here, but nothing's happening. So,
Wow.
and then I went to endocrinology, infection department, like everything. And then they were going to send me to this department for like complex disorder, like a psychosomatic department.
Okay.
Which I actually think would have been right. It would, looking back, yeah. Now I know that that was what I needed, but that's kind of when the narcissistic abuse sabotaged. So I would like to point out that there was a department at the hospital that, had I actually went there, it might have been really good. But I could tell that my mom was getting really agitated at the thought of me seeing a therapist, a psychologist, and them beginning to ask questions, me beginning to talk.
Right.
And I canceled that appointment. It was free will, but kind of not, if you know what
Right.
I mean.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
That's
it was
awful.
survival and keeping the peace.
Right.
I just sensed this danger.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
So that's when I became like out of I wasn't in the system anymore. And it was kind of my fault, but yeah, no one was checking up on me, and I didn't have any new appointments or anywhere else to go, really.
Wow.
So then I just became isolated in bed at my parents' house, and I didn't know what to do, and I was just deteriorating. I was losing so much weight, and my heart rhythms began to falter, and
Oh my God.
yeah, like I had like these heart palpitations, and because I was so skinny, I couldn't eat anymore. I couldn't digest anything, and yeah, looking back at it, I know it was because of the stress from the abuse and from the illness, or that was causing the loss of appetite and the pain of digesting. So it was definitely the wrong environment to try to heal in, living at my parents' house.
For sure.
So it, yeah, it was just like wasting away there and made everything so much worse.
Oh man. How long were you there for?
Like December 2017 until April 2019.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's wow.
And like the lowest point was December 2018. Then I was so skinny that I was preparing to die. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I was sorting through my things.
Of course, yeah.
For after I had passed, but then when I reached this like rock bottom, I finally began to kind of wake up, you could say. I just realized that I was going to die, and my parents would collect all these sympathies at my funeral.
Yeah.
And no one would ever know
what happened,
how they had treated me.
Yeah.
And why I had gotten so sick. Like, I would just add to their I would just give them the biggest supply ever.
Right.
You know, they would get so much empathy, sympathy,
for sure.
attention for me dying. And this image in my mind made me so angry. And it just torched down all illusions and just carried me out of there. It really did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So is that when you kind of started learning about mind-body stuff and Ayurveda and all
that? I actually discovered Ayurveda the spring before that.
Okay.
So I had been reading about it for months already, and I knew that, like, I have to try this, I have to do this. But I thought I had to go to India to get treatment, and there was no way I could do that when I couldn't go to the grocery store, you know.
Right.
So I was just reading and trying to implement things myself, but the mainstream Ayurveda books are like for general health and prevention, and I needed like strong treatment. So, but in December, I found an Ayurvedic practitioner in my city.
Amazing.
In Norway.
Wow.
Like, what the hell?
that is so lucky. Wow.
Yes.
Amazing. You wouldn't think there would be that in Norway.
No.
That's so cool.
It was like destiny or something. Yeah. I do believe it was destiny,
totally.
Actually.
The universe had your back for sure.
Because she is now my teacher.
Wow.
Like, so everything just lined up so perfectly. Yes.
Amazing.
They started teaching Ayurveda just a few months after I recovered.
Wow.
And I began studying. So
nice. What exactly is Ayurveda for people who don't know?
It's like holistic medicine, and it centers around the digestion. Like, all they talk about is digestion, and because everything starts from there, everything is a chain reaction which begins with your digestion. So if you come in for eczema, they'll start with your digestion and see if it goes away. And that actually happened with me.
Oh wow. So is it like a diet change?
That was the first thing. We didn't even target the eczema. But it just suddenly went away like 5 days after she told me to, like, you need to eat coriander and some turmeric, and then it just disappeared. And
Wow.
I'd had so many prescriptions for that eczema. So
Wow.
it was
Yeah.
insane.
Oh my
And that
gosh.
really like lit the fire of my
Amazing.
belief in Ayurveda. So yeah.
Amazing.
But yes, Ayurveda, there are like different body types, and they will like figure which one you are
Mm-hmm.
and find out what state of balance or imbalance you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So they will treat the imbalance, but they will also be careful of not triggering your underlying body type.
Mm.
So everyone gets a different treatment
Mm-hmm.
because there are so many factors at play. So all
Right.
treatment is individualized.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then what happened next? Like, so the eczema was gone, and then did more stuff start getting cured? Like how long did it take for the fatigue to go away, or was that a combination of things that helped with that?
Yeah, the eczema went away from doing like little things,
Mm-hmm.
but the fatigue was still like super heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when we decided that we needed to do like the most intensive treatment in Ayurveda, which is called a panchakarma, and
Okay.
that means it means 5 actions.
Okay.
And so they have like 5 different therapies to choose from when
Mm-hmm.
they do this. So every panchakarma is different in
Mm-hmm.
duration and in treatment. It
Mm-hmm.
depends on what's wrong
Right.
and what season it is, and because if you do certain things in the fall when things are drier and
Mm-hmm.
colder, it might have a too strong effect. Like, so
Got
if
it.
you do it in the summer, it's better. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very like in tune with nature, and like everything
Mm.
is taken into account.
Awesome.
So January 31st, I think, 2019, I began Panchakarma. And at
Mm-hmm.
that point, I was still feeling like shit. I was bedbound and I cried the night before because I thought I wouldn't be able to like walk down the stairs and walk back up again to just
Oh,
let the lady in.
wow.
And so we began with lymph massage and some sweating, um, and also eating this dish. It's called khichdi,
Mhm.
and it's super easy to digest.
Okay.
It's just rice and lentils cooked for like 2 hours.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's like mushy, soupy,
Hmm.
and there's spices in it to help you digest. And after this meal, I suddenly felt more energy, and
Wow.
because it I could digest it and I didn't
Hmm.
get any discomfort, and I, the fatigue like went away like after one meal, because
Amazing.
that's the thing, like in Ayurveda, chronic fatigue syndrome is categorized as a disease of indigestion.
Mm.
So if you have bad digestion over many years, like I did, you will get fatigue because it's so depleting.
Hmm.
So just because I usually felt the worst when I ate, that's when I
Hmm.
felt the heaviest and foggiest. And so when I had this meal that I can suddenly digest, just felt light and
Hmm.
clear and energized. And
Amazing.
so I ate this meal for like 16 days straight.
Hmm.
I was really sick of it, but I felt so refreshed.
Yeah.
So
At that
after
point, it's
those
like,
16
whatever.
days,
Whatever it tastes like, it's fine.
yeah, I just knew it was good for me. I knew there was something there and it didn't matter. Yeah, I was
Hmm.
doing it.
Amazing.
Yeah. So after those
Amazing.
16 days, I was walking, I was taking walks, I was taking the
Wow.
bus, I was reconnecting with friends.
Amazing.
I just I had my energy fully back, but I had no muscles. So
Right.
I did get like pain in my legs and stuff from suddenly walking too much, but there was no like in chronic fatigue syndrome, there's very like you do something and then there's like a payback. You have to pay for the energy you spent with like days of pain and extra fatigue. But even though I walked for too long according to my muscles, I woke up with refreshed energy the next day. It was just my energy was back.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an amazing switch from like you couldn't get out of bed at all and doctors were not taking you seriously and it was just such a nightmare to after 16 days of eating this certain meal, you can do stuff again. Like that's so incredible.
Just learning to take care of your digestion like gives you good energy, because in the West we're only taught like what to eat, but we're not taught like how to eat. So like if you eat when you aren't hungry, your digestive fire isn't like ready to process it, and that makes you feel very like clogged and heavy. So it's important to like treat this fire well. So
That makes a lot of sense. That really makes so much sense.
Yes, it's so simple but so effective.
Yeah. And like just no one knows about this either, so it's like what are we doing to ourselves?
And this is like ancient wisdom. This is like at least 5,000-year-old Indian wisdom.
Amazing.
Ayurveda is very connected to yoga, by the way. If that makes it easier to place somewhere. They both come from like the Vedic system. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how did all the other stuff play in, like the journaling and all that? Like when did you know you needed to deal with the emotional aspect of stuff once you started to feel better?
I had actually realized it before I got better, and I tried to like meditate and stuff, and tried to like heal trauma, but I was still being traumatized. That's what I learned, that you can't like heal until you've stopped the stabbing. You need to stop the stabbing first.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Wow. So how did you stumble upon all that?
So, YouTube, podcasts, and yeah, I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have internet while I was bedbound. Yeah, like whoa. How can you get out of a situation if you're not getting any new information or new input?
Exactly.
So when people got sick before the internet came, they were a lot more isolated.
Very much at mercy of what their doctors have to say, and then if they had a doctor like your first doctor that completely dismissed them, like they're just completely screwed. You're stuck, you're trapped. Totally. So did you eventually move out of your parents' house?
Yes, that happened in April 2019. I recovered like physically in February 2019.
Awesome.
And at first I was like kind of getting back into my old life at first. Like, okay, maybe I can go back to engineering and pleasing my parents. Like, that was my life before. But the symptoms seemed to be returning, but only at certain times of day, and that's when it clicked. It finally like clicked. I only get headaches when I'm around my mom or my dad. I was like, holy moly. It was because of I didn't yet know what narcissistic abuse was or gaslighting or anything like that, but I just knew that the accumulated weight
Yes.
of all of these little situations every day from birth until
Right.
now had made me ill,
Right.
and that it would happen again if I
Yes.
didn't like do something like drastically about this.
Right.
I just had to protect my health and my life. I just suddenly knew that if I stayed, I would definitely die.
Mm-hmm.
There was no question about it.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So I actually had a breakdown one morning. Like, I usually try to avoid my mom in the mornings,
Mm-hmm.
but she found me anyways, and in that like 30-second conversations, she like insulted me like 27 times,
Wow.
and I went to a yoga class after that, and I
Mm-hmm.
just broke down in class, and
Amazing.
I just I biked home while crying, and I couldn't do it anymore. And that
Yeah.
day I left. I put
Awesome.
my duvet in a blue IKEA bag. I put it on my bike.
Wow.
I packed some things, and I just biked away. And it snowed when I was biking,
Oh
and
no.
I remember thinking like, this is like in a movie.
Yeah.
It really
Totally.
was.
It really does sound like a
Yeah.
movie. Wow. Where did you go?
At first, I went to my sibling, and then I
Mm-hmm.
found an apartment.
Amazing.
So yeah,
Amazing. I'm so happy you were able to get out of that situation. And, like just that willpower, like if I stay here, I will probably die. So,
yeah,
like screw this. My mental health is more important than keeping my parents happy.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I wasn't yet fully sure, like fully sure that
Hmm.
this was the right thing to do. And I didn't yet know what no contact was. I just knew
Hmm.
I had to do
You have to
something.
go.
So
You listen to your gut,
I yeah,
your
I told them
intuition.
I need a break.
Hmm.
But after 2 weeks, I saw them again. Like, I went to their house for
Hmm.
dinner, and my mom was just furious with me for
Oh.
taking that break, and just that short interaction with her again.
Hmm.
I couldn't sleep that night. I was just so anxious,
I
and
bet.
felt felt the tingling in my arms and legs again, and I just, okay, she is
Oh.
so detrimental to my health. I can't.
Hmm.
I just It would be like irresponsible of me to
Hmm.
stay in contact.
Of course.
Yeah, it would be so self-sacrificing. So
Yes.
yeah, such a
Yes.
waste.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. And your life, like we're not our parents' keepers. Like we
yeah,
don't get born to these people to just cater to them for our entire lives, because then what's the point of life, right?
yeah,
Like it's all about finding your own path. And even though you weren't 100% sure, you took that leap of faith, you followed your gut, you got out of a toxic situation, and then that was reinforced to you 2 weeks
yeah,
later when you started having the physical symptoms again. So it's just,
yeah,
it sucks that that happened, but it's just so amazing as well that you had that determination, and your symptoms literally showed up as soon as you were in contact with
yes.
your mom again. And that is so telling to the mind body connection.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really grateful for the physical symptoms because,
Yes.
you're so used to having pain in your emotions and in your
Hmm.
mind that that's like you normal, and it's just the way it is. But these physical
Hmm.
symptoms are like, so they're like screaming at you, and you have to
Yes.
take action. You have to listen to them.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's just your emotions, you're like, I can be in pain. It's fine.
Mhm. It's so true. It's
Yeah.
so true. And you learn that from such a young age too. And like your parents are narcissistic, they completely
Yeah.
invalidate your emotions from birth, from in the womb. Like you're not allowed to
Yeah.
have any emotions.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought that was just, I thought every child had a childhood like that, and everyone was dealing with the same communication, you could say, with their parents, but it was only me that felt this pain because I was sensitive, couldn't handle it. I was weak. That's what I thought. But turns out I'm completely normal.
Yes.
And it was extremely dysfunctional and abusive. Yeah.
I'm so glad you came to that realization.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's a lot. It's a lot to realize, but you know, like you're literally living proof that you can heal from, you know, narcissistic abuse, first of all. Second of all, a debilitating illness, you know?
Yeah.
And that like it's absolutely so possible to heal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I learned that the body can heal pretty quickly if the right factors are there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What would you say are the most important factors for the body to heal?
Definitely working on digestion. But after that, I would say reducing stress, healing trauma, removing, because I've always heard like, oh, you should, stress is bad for health, stop stressing, la 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 la, but no one is saying what you actually have to do to reduce stress, which is make really hard choices. They're not saying like, they're always saying, yeah, just relax more, but in reality it's more like it's more like, oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
I know, right? How do you stop
Yes.
stressing out when all you know is stress?
In reality, it's like you have to make heartbreaking choices, maybe cut contact with your own parents, and you might have to completely change careers late in life and just tear down everything that is not like built on an authentic foundation for you. So that's really hard, but it is harder to just keep living a shitty life.
Yes. Yeah. I could not agree more. I completely agree with you. That sounds exactly like me as well. Where, you know, you have to make those choices. You have to do something about it. You can't just sit there and like will away the abuse and just hope that, you know, especially if someone's a narcissist, you can't change them. Nothing is going to get through to them, especially, you know, in any case. And when you're their daughter, you know, you would think, you would hope, right? Because most like normal parents who are not narcissistic, they give a crap about their children. But when it's narcissistic parents, it's hard to wrap your head around the fact that, you know, your parents like only really care about themselves, and you have to make those hard decisions to disengage from them and live life on your own terms and not what they think is right for you.
Yeah. And I just chased what I thought would make them happy my entire life. And I felt like I had wasted almost 27 years of my life not doing anything for me, not doing anything I wanted to do. I still feel like I don't have a lot of like real memories that were from authentic situations before now. And I can't get those years back, but at least I'm starting now making real memories. Being myself.
Yeah, you know, like it's unfortunate that we have those decades that, you know, we couldn't really do anything for ourselves and we were stuck being abused and everything. But, you know, it's never ever too late to pick up the pieces, make those hard decisions, and have that, you know, I guess determination would be the word, to figure out what you want out of life and how to live life on your own terms, not your parents' terms, not the terms of what society says you should do, like whatever, right? Like it's you, and you know, we only have one life, and make the most out of it, especially after you've been in that pain and that debilitating chronic fatigue that you were having, like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna, how do I word this? It's not like you're gonna get cured of that only to continue the patterns and behaviors and
Yeah.
crap that led you to that complete state of imbalance.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it anymore. And I realized how if I did that, I would just create the same situation all over again.
Exactly.
And I have been like trying to build my identity this past year, and I've actually found out that there was a lot of me in all those years.
Mm-hmm.
I was trapped. It was just very
Couldn't come out.
hidden, and I couldn't like explore it and build on it, but the seeds were definitely there, and they were not lost. They were just waiting. So like the interests I had when I was just a child that I wanted to like explore but couldn't, I've just taken them up now, and I'm still as passionate about them as I
Amazing.
was. So yeah, like I always wanted to dance. And so this past year I've taken dance classes like for the first
Amazing.
time.
Yay.
And
Oh,
it
that's
was just
awesome.
as fun as I thought it would be.
Amazing.
So yeah.
That's awesome. That is so like, that's so awesome. I love it. Because it's like your inner child wanted this
Yes,
when you were a kid,
it's
and
so
now it's,
healing.
yeah.
It's so healing.
Yeah.
Also, little things like especially with clothing, I found a lot of healing because I couldn't dress like I wanted to.
Right.
I was completely controlled, of course, in that
Yeah.
aspect. And so I've really just gone like full on crazy,
I love it.
colorful.
I love it. I've
I
seen your
just,
posts. I
yeah,
love it. It's just like, wow, like good for her. Like she's so, you're
it's so
so
healing.
unique. It's such a unique style.
Oh,
I love it. You
thank
pull
you.
it off amazingly. Like, like it is just, it's so you. Like your personality, your style, like it just, it's so, it meshes so well, and I love it. Like I love that you have the courage to like be yourself, and that's so amazing. And I bet that was super healing for you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're
It's
welcome.
just I can't shove it back down
Yeah.
anymore, and it just feels so good to reflect on the outside what I
Mm-hmm.
feel like on the inside, like my
Mm-hmm.
personality, my joy, like my
Mm-hmm.
humor. I just feel like I'm like, bah,
I love it.
sending it out in the world.
Yay. No, you have such an
Yeah,
amazing energy. I love it.
thank you.
You're welcome. And so now you're taking classes to be an Ayurvedic practitioner?
Yes.
Amazing.
Now there's actually a break, and we start up again next
Mm-hmm.
April. But then it's getting more serious, and I will get to travel to India and take some
Wow.
courses there, and I'm like really excited.
Amazing. I'm so
So
excited for you.
thank you.
That is
In
so
like
awesome.
3 or 4 years' time, I might be able to begin coaching and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just being an Ayurvedic practitioner and
Amazing.
helping people in similar situations. So yeah,
Amazing.
that's
Did you
my
ever?
dream.
That's amazing. I love it. Did you ever think you were going to do this?
No, I was just like, okay, I have to become an engineer, even though I always wanted to like write, film, edit. Those are my favorite
Mm-hmm.
things to do: dancing, writing, filming, and editing,
Amazing.
and just being being funny, making stupid jokes. And
Mm-hmm.
I like should have studied something in media when I started
Yeah.
university. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have
But
made me so much happier.
totally,
But
totally. It's
now
never
I'm
too
here,
late.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I think th- it was meant to be that I
Yeah.
was to become an Ayurvedic practitioner and have
Amazing.
this experience because, you, of course, you want a doctor or a healer that has lived through what you're
Mhm.
going through. Like
Yeah,
that's the like best help you can get. And now
absolutely.
in the future, I'll be able to provide that. So
Absolutely.
yes.
I think you're already helping people, honestly, like just sharing your story, like people who have chronic fatigue syndrome, narcissistic parents, and all that, like just
Mm.
hearing your words and what you have to say and just seeing your transformation from
Yeah,
literally
thank you.
bedridden, right? Like bedridden on the
Yeah.
verge of death, like actually planning your funeral to
Mm.
healed and loving life and creating your own footsteps and going into a new career of the thing that healed you.
Yes.
That's
And
incredible.
it all feels so like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of also want to tell people who are in like a very dark place right now.
Mm-hmm.
It might be the very shitty part of a very awesome transformation.
Yes.
You can't see the coming steps yet, but
Mm-hmm.
it's happening for a reason, and
Exactly.
you're supposed to learn something from this and then transform into the next
Mm-hmm.
step.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. Do you have any final words of wisdom or anything else you'd like to share before we wrap up?
Hmm. Thank you for having me.
You're
And I
so
guess I would
welcome.
say, uh, be yourself.
Yes.
Always. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
the price is too high to be
Mm-hmm.
anything else, even
Absolutely.
though it is painful and it might you might have to make some hard choices in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
but then it will all be worth it. So
Yes. It's
yes.
all worth it in the
And
end.
help is always coming when you suddenly align with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Help comes when
Yes.
you're ready. Yeah.
Yes. I love it. Love it. And how can people find you if they want to learn more about you and your story?
Uh, I have a YouTube channel. It's
Mm-hmm.
just Vera Wilhelmsen,
Mm-hmm.
and on Instagram it's the same. If you want to send me a message, that's where I'll reply the
Awesome.
quickest. And my website is also verawilhelmsen.com. If you don't
Amazing.
know how that is spelled, you'll probably
I'll have the
link
links.
it.
Yeah. 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 Well, I'll
Yeah.
put all the links for your YouTube channel, the contact info, the website, and everything in the description of this episode so people can find you, contact you, learn more about you and your amazing, incredible story.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. And
Thank you for being
can I
here.
just say,
Mhm.
Adriana is like the queen of healing
Aw.
emotional trauma, queen of journaling, and just working straight through it. And I just love your work. So
Thank you so
you have helped me
much.
so much. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Oh, I'm gonna blush. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. And
Yeah.
you also are the queen of healing. Like just your story is so like wow. Wow.
Thank you.
Welcome. All
We
right. Well,
need many queens and kings of
yes.
healing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're all kings and queens of healing, honestly. Like anyone who
Yes.
has even just decided to do it. Like even just
Yes.
taking their first step, you're already the king or queen. Like you're
Yes.
choosing you.
If you've journaled for 20 minutes for the first time in your life, I like applaud you and so
Yes.
proud of you. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much again for being here. It was such a pleasure talking with you. And I can't wait to see how many people you inspire with your story.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Bye.
Goodbye.